Hello again. Losing weight ripping vinyl. Well, it's time for the reviews of the albums I ripped since Sunday, and a few other things. First, I'd like to tell you this morning I weigh 102.7 kilograms, so it's nearly halfway to my first goal, reaching 85 kilograms since I started the 18th of May. And I did a few new exercises that I got suggested by my chiropractor the other day, and so I tried those out the last couple of days. Well, you see them in the exercise video. Then the records. As I said, I incorporated a lot of my other families' records now, and went back, and there was a few extra albums and so forth. And then I reached one. I must be my parents' record, and I just thought I'd show you for that, because this record has no right to exist at all. I didn't even stand one song. I had to put it off. Strings for pleasure. Play the best of Baccarat. This little mark here says not original artist. I can't say it's the worst album I have, because it isn't mine. So well, that's about that. It was funny. Then, as I said, I got some records from my oldest brothers extra, so we found a few more ABBA albums, which was actually his wife's. And I think this is almost a rarity. It's the first ABBA album, Ring Ring, Björn, Benny, and Agneta and Frida. It says, not ABBA. I think all the later presses has actually the text ABBA on this. So it might be a rarity, but it's so badly cared for, and she wrote her name on the cover and stuff. So, but it was an interesting album to listen to, actually, because it gave me a little wider view of where they come from. A lot of the songs are typical of that time of Swedish short music, which was very innocent style type of pop, not almost before pop. And then there were the Ring Ring song, which kind of showed the way to what was becoming, because when they joined the Eurovision Song Contest with Waterloo and won that pretty clearly, they were called ABBA, and this album is called ABBA, with, of course, all the nice, this is Mamma Mia and I Do, and so on. Well, and that was the second new ABBA, and I had already ripped that one. I took it with me anyway. This I hadn't ripped before, ABBA Voulez-Vous. This is a few good songs, actually. Mixed results on the way, you could say. So, these are actually not presented in rip order, because a few ABBA albums was after the coming one. So, but I thought I presented in collected order. So Tony Banks, The Fugitive. Well, Tony Banks was hugely important for the sound of Genesis, both in the early and the later years. But I think it sounds like on his solo albums that they burned the best ideas with Genesis. He doesn't really get the same. There's one song maybe that's good on it. According to my current taste, maybe I thought it was better back in the day, but I don't have any particular memory of that album. Then my middle brother had a lot of Barclay's Harvest albums that I didn't have, and I really remember them. And this was interesting. I've ordered now in chronological order from release, not the way I ripped it, because it was interesting. I thought I could place them in succession for which was first or not. I thought this was the first one on how it sounded of these albums. Maybe they have earlier albums, but from '74, I think this was what is it called? Everyone is Everybody Else. This album was quite good, actually. It has a few progressive stanzas, or what was at the time called symphonic rock, and with a slightly Middle Europe kind of popular stance to it, and it was interesting to hear, actually, and I'm very surprised that it was the first one of them, because the next one it's from '75, Time Honored Ghosts. This sounds much more simple, and it sounds more basic, even though the basic ideas, the sound of the record is also more basic, clear, actually less bass drum bumpy, or what we call that came in later years. Still not a bad record, not as good as the '74 one, which doesn't follow progression. And this one I already had ripped. It's '76 album, which wasn't good at all. Again, maybe some song. And then we had this one, which I thought was an earlier attempt. This is the '77 one, I think. And Gone to Earth, did I say that? It's a kind of funny cover too. This had a few very good songs that I really clearly remembered when I heard them from my younger years, but it's typical for I think Bertrand's Harvest. They have two really standout songs, and the rest is simpler, but most of them are enjoyable, at least. So it's good. And then this one I had ripped already, and it's one called 12. I don't know if they actually had recorded 12 albums, but since not, I didn't like that one. And then this one, Eyes of the Universe, which was the latest of them, and this has, to me, even more of a memorable songs that had some influence on me, even though they're pretty basic and simple in the symphonic rock area, but it's a good album. I think maybe Gone to Earth was a little bit better, but this one was good actually. And those were the records I have ripped since an exercise too, since Sunday. Just Saturday was the long 90-minute on the treadmill, and today it was the standard 60 minutes on the treadmill, but I increased the speed slightly to 5 kilometers an hour, so actually I walked 5 kilometers. um, a little more actually, because I slowed down at the end and calmed down. Yeah, and the plank, new exercise, and kind of fallout, stop, balance kind of exercise that my chiropractor suggested. So I have tried them. Well, that's for this time. See you later.